holding a formidable title as opposed to something that looks like a Barbie accessory. Greetings, people of the interwebs, it's Dan here, and welcome back to another WWE video on the channel, and today is going to be my WWE Payback 2016 preview video, my predictions. Now, the only main matches I'm going to be doing in this particular predictions video are the big matches where titles could be changing hands. So the IC title match, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, the Women's Championship match. I'm just going to really quickly run through the other ones. So for Ambrose versus Jericho, honestly, I feel like Ambrose needs to win way more than Jericho does because Ambrose hasn't won in forever, but yet he's still way over with the fans. So I feel like they should just give him a win while they have the chance and while he's still over and still fresh. For Ziggler versus Corbin, I'm probably going to go with Ziggler on this one. You know, I feel like Corbin is a formidable competitor against Ziggler. But, you know, I just feel like Ziggler has the experience, and surprisingly, Ziggler is still over with some fans. So, and really Baron Corbin's only thing that he's known for is winning the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. So, I see Ziggler winning that one. In Zayn versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, I see Kevin Owens winning this one, just because I don't feel like Sami Zayn is experienced enough to be able to win a match at a pay-per-view yet. You know, outside of the ladder match at WrestleMania, he's never wrestled in a pay-per-view before. This is his first ever singles match at a pay-per-view, so I'm definitely going to go for Kevin Owens in that one. And then also Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains for the #1 contendership to face the New Day for the World Tag Team titles. I'm probably going to go with the Vaudevillains on this one, just because I really like heel tag teams, and apart from that, I don't know much about either of these two tag teams, so I can't really give a good say on who I really want to win the match, but I'll say Vaudevillains, just because I really like those good heel tag teams and heel factions. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Vaudevillains on that one. And now into the championship matches, the matches that I'm going to be going slightly deeper into. First one in the pre-show, the only match of the pre-show is Kalisto versus Ryback. Jesus Christ, the rematch from WrestleMania for the United States Championship. I feel like Kalisto is going to retain, just because I feel like, you know, they just want to kind of keep him going with that. You know, I feel like he could be like the next big thing when it comes to holding a championship belt. You know, I don't feel like Ryback could do much with the championship belt just because his moves are getting really stale and he's an absolute botch artist. You know, I mean, Kalisto isn't perfect, but I feel like Kalisto is a little bit more electrifying, and he can sort of keep things spicy for a little bit longer than Ryback can. So I'm going to go for Kalisto to retain in that match, but I feel like Ryback is going to hold his own in that match just a little bit, but I feel like in the end, Kalisto is going to come out on top. The next one I am going to predict is The Miz versus Cesaro for the IC title. Now, The Miz is going to be with Maurice, but I really want Cesaro to win on this one because I feel like Cesaro is one of the biggest wasted talents in WWE right now because he's not even getting a main roster push. A lot of people have said that like Cody Rhodes, Stardust is like the biggest wasted talent in WWE. At least he's getting big matches. Like, I haven't seen Cesaro in a big match since he won that first Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30. I haven't really seen him in a big match, you know, so I feel like the King of Swing is going to make a comeback, and Cesaro is going to beat The Miz for the IC title, and maybe have one of those really long title reigns. Maybe do the same similar thing that they had planned for Daniel Bryan last year, and just have him get the title and just run forever, because, I mean, Cesaro's got good technical skill, he's got good physical strength, and contrary to what Vince McMahon believes, he can cut a good promo, in my opinion. So I'm going to say that Cesaro beats The Miz for the IC title. The second to last match that I'm going to be predicting for WWE Payback is Charlotte versus Natalya for the Women's Championship. Dear God, don't let Natalya win. Like, I don't like Charlotte, but I don't feel like Natalya is a very suitable opponent for Charlotte. I mean, like, you could maybe put in someone who's a little bit more established in the Divas division, but I feel like the only people who are really established in the Divas division are pretty much gone, so that really leaves you with just Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, who are really suitable opponents for Charlotte at this point. And like I said, I just don't feel like Natalya is very, you know, good for the title. I feel like Paige would do really well. I feel like Paige would do brilliantly in a match against Charlotte, and I feel like she'd be a great champion holding a formidable title as opposed to something that looks like a Barbie accessory. So, I mean, I'd rather have someone like Paige, Sasha, Becky in that position instead of Natalya. But, you know, regardless, I honestly would prefer Charlotte to retain, just because I haven't seen too much of Natalya, and from what I've heard, she's not that good. So I feel like Charlotte is going to win, but I feel like it's going to be through shenanigans from her father, Ric Flair. So there are my predictions. I feel like Charlotte's going to retain, but with some help from Ric Flair. And then the last prediction I'm going to make before the main event match is the big decision. Who's going to run Raw? Is it going to be The Authority or is it going to be Shane O'Mac? I don't feel like the fans want The Authority back in power at this point. They haven't wanted The Authority back in power since 2014 Survivor Series when they got beat by Team Cena. So I really don't feel like The Authority is what's best for business, to use a Vince term. I don't feel like going with The Authority is what's best for business, so I feel like Shane is going to get picked to run Raw, The Authority is going to go ahead and run SmackDown, and I feel like they could really make SmackDown good again. Like, back to the days of whenever, like, Paul Heyman was the head writer for SmackDown. They could bring, you know, some good talent down to SmackDown, maybe start with a brand split again, and maybe have Raw be, like, the upper echelon, instead of, like, having your top guys mixing in on Raw and SmackDown. Maybe have, like, Raw be for, like, all the top guys, and then have SmackDown be for, like, the guys coming up from NXT, or something like that, and have them, you know, work their way up to Raw. You know, and that would just be really cool, in my opinion, if they had a brand split and did it well, and which would open the opportunity up for a second world title, which would just be amazing, because I really miss having a second world title. So I feel like they're going to pick Shane to control Raw, because, like, he's in the cinematic at the beginning of Raw. I mean, like, how can this be any more predictable? I feel like they're going to choose Shane to run Raw, send the Authority down to run SmackDown, and maybe potentially do a decent brand split this time. And then finally, the main event of the evening, it is Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, my heart is saying AJ Styles on this one because I love AJ Styles. I've recently been watching some of his good matches over in New Japan. Incredible. But in WWE, they've just made him seem like this old, decrepit guy. Like, would you guess that AJ Styles and John Cena are the same age with the way AJ Styles has been wrestling? No, you wouldn't, because AJ Styles lost to a guy who's 7 years older than him in Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. I mean, like, he hasn't, like, the WWE haven't made him look good, and they haven't made him look good, and they haven't really unlocked his full potential yet of what he can do at the age of 38. And so I feel like my heart is saying AJ Styles because I really want him to just come right in and steal that title, but my head's saying Vince isn't going to give the title to AJ Styles. They basically just put AJ Styles in the title match, I feel like, just to please the fans. Which, you know, I mean, that's fair enough, but, like, you know, the fans want to see AJ as champion, but I don't feel like Vince would want Mr. TNA AJ Styles holding the WWE Championship, and I feel like they're just going to continue to shove babyface champion Roman Reigns down our throats. Jesus Christ, pray for us all. So that's about it for my WWE Payback 2016 predictions. It's about 24 hours from the time that I'm recording this is whenever Payback is going to happen. Let me know down in the comments below what you think is going to happen at Payback. Just let me know overall. Just kind of let me know if you think you agree with my decisions, if you think you don't agree with my decisions, whatever. So that's about it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and also don't forget to leave a like, and also don't forget to hit that little red button and subscribe so you get email and text alerts every time I upload a new video. And on that note, I shall see you at a later date. Farewell.